The Civil Aviation Authority continues its crackdown on Indigo after a wide passenger disruption throughout last week. Continuing into this week, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, the DGCA, has now formed a special oversight team to keep a close watch on Indigo's operations. The team includes 8 senior flight operations inspector who will continuously review the airline's functioning as well as compliance. As part of this enhanced monitoring, 2 officers will be stationed at Indigo's corporate office in Gurgaon, ensuring on-ground supervision of daily operational activities. Now, this is among a series of measures that DGCA as well as the Ministry of Civil Aviation has taken to ensure that Indigo complies with not just the hiring but also its in-flight timing, as well as continue to fly all its destinations as scheduled. So, a part of measures that officials have now taken, the DGCA has also now formed a special team, an oversight team that will be operating straight out of Indigo's office in Gurgaon. My colleague Sabyasachi is tracking all those details, joining us from the newsroom. Sabyasachi, it does appear now that DGCA is going hard on Indigo, and as a part of all those measures that the Civil Aviation Authority is taking, one of them will include a special oversight team which will keep a close eye on Indigo from inside their own headquarters.
Well, that's right. See, the crackdown from the DGCA is still going on. In fact, this would be the second team that has been formed in by the DGCA. Earlier, 4-member committee was formed by the DGCA to investigate the entire Indigo crisis, and they have been told to submit their report within 15 days. And post 15 days, we'll see more stringent action as far as penalty against Indigo imposed by the government. Now, another set of team has been formed by the DGCA. Now, this particular review team has been formed to watch Indigo and their operations. Now, this team will comprise of around 8 flight inspectors. Now, out of these 8 flight inspectors, 2 of them will be stationed at the Indigo headquarters in Gurugram to monitor their operations. Now, this comes at a crucial time because tomorrow the committee, the 4-member committee that the DGCA has formed to investigate the entire crisis. Now, the committee tomorrow have summoned the Indigo CEO and the other top officials from the management, and in fact the Indigo, the DGCA also have sought a detailed report from the Indigo management tomorrow itself regarding the flight restoration, regarding the delay in baggage delivery, also what is the current status of refunds. So all these details have to be provided by the Indigo management to the DGCA. In fact, they also have to mention how many more pilots that they have hired during this time. So all these detailed information have to be submitted to the DGCA tomorrow, and the 4-member committee will be questioning the Indigo CEO and the other top officials from Indigo tomorrow. And the meeting will be extremely crucial because the meeting was supposed to happen today itself, but the Indigo CEO has sought more time from the DGCA, and the DGCA has said that okay, you can come for the meeting tomorrow. So tomorrow at around 3 p.m. is the time when the meeting will take place, and this particular committee also, which has been formed, the 8-member review team, which includes around 8 flight inspectors, also will be extremely crucial because they will be updating DGC about the day-to-day function of the Indigo, whether they are able to follow all the guidelines which has been laid down by the ministry so far, because the ministry have not been mincing its words. They have given a clear warning to Indigo that within a time frame they have to comply with the FDTL norms as well as improve
and pull up their socks sooner rather than later. That's the message that's come in from Civil Aviation Ministry. Stay with us, Sabyasachi. Let's quickly listen into what the Civil Aviation Minister has said.
The disruption caused by Indigo's recent operational failures is now rapidly stabilizing. Indigo's daily flights, which had fallen drastically to 706 on 5th of December, have recovered to over 1,800 flights yesterday and are expected to rise further today. All other airlines continue to operate smoothly across the country, and the airports are reporting normal conditions without crowding or distress. Refunds, baggage tracing, and passenger support measures remain under continuous supervision by the Ministry. At the same time, accountability will be ensured. DGCA has issued show-cause notices to Indigo's senior leadership and commenced a detailed enforcement investigation. Depending on the outcome, strict and appropriate action, as empowered under the Aircraft Rules and Act, will be taken.
Now, India's aviation regulator has summoned Indigo's top leadership as airline continues to struggle with massive operational disruptions, and the matter has also moved deeper into courts. The DGCA has directed Indigo CEO Peter Elbers to appear in person on Thursday, which is tomorrow at 3 p.m, along with senior officials from every relevant department. The regulator has demanded full data on flight cancellations, refunds, crew strength, recruitment plans, and the timeline for restoring normal operations. This follows weeks of chaos at Indigo's network, triggering the DGCA to form a 4-member inquiry panel to identify the root cause, examine the manpower planning, crew rostering, and Indigo's preparedness to comply with new pilot duty time and rest norms. But today, another major development: the Delhi High Court has said that it will hear Indigo's disruption case once again on 22nd of January next year, which is 2026. The court has directed the committee's investigation report to be submitted in a sealed cover before the next hearing. It has also asked all parties to file their replies by the time. And during the hearing, ASG Chetan Sharma told the court that a high-level inquiry committee is already in place and that the action will be based on graded findings of the committee. He said if violations are proven, penalties including suspension are also possible, and that a show-cause notice has now been issued while the investigation continues. The court noted that since a committee already exists where Indigo will have a full opportunity to present its case, it will not comment on the cause of the disruption for now. However, the court clarified that its interventions is aimed at ensuring the best interest of the public and that both the government and Indigo must also act accordingly. Sabyasachi continues to be live with us from the newsroom. Sabyasachi, it does look like Indigo is going to find itself deeper in legal scrutiny, with the Delhi High Court also now jumping in the fray, saying that by next hearing they want to know the cause of the chaos, and Indigo will also be given an opportunity to explain why the sudden disruption that caused thousands of flights to be cancelled was allowed to go untouched without much intervention for at least a week.
Well, that's right. The court very categorically said that what led to this crisis, and the court asked very specific question from the government, whether it is regarding the compensation, whether it is regarding the delay in return of the luggage. And the government, in fact, the Delhi High Court also questioned the central government regarding whether it was a failure, system failure as well. Now, the credibility not only lies with Indigo, but the credibility also lies with the DGCA. In fact, from the sources, what we learned that after the Indigo functioning returns to normalcy, now the ministry will start focusing on to DGCA as well, because it was the job of the regulator to make sure that all the airlines follow the norms. It was a job of the regulator to make sure that they all fall in line, irrespective of how much market share the airline has. In fact, Ram Mohan Naidu, while speaking in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, very clearly said that action will be taken against people who are responsible, and it does not matter if you hold a large chunk of the market share. Now, the DGCA as well as the ministry has upped its ante. They have been continuously holding meeting with the Indigo officials, and they in fact are waiting for the report to be submitted by the 4-member committee. Now, 15 days time has been given to this committee to submit a detailed report to the ministry. Also, this report will be submitted to the Delhi High Court, for the reason the Delhi High Court will be looking forward to this report to understand what led to this crisis. Meanwhile, the reply which has come in from Indigo, clearly the five, they have mentioned 5 reasons, and out of the 5 reasons, the last reason is the FDTL norm, which was a major reason why there have been chaos across many airports in the country. And in fact, we can understand that the first meeting yesterday that took place with the DGCA officials, in that meeting, the DGCA said that, okay, 5% of your flights will be cut. But in the second round of meeting that took place with the minister itself, the minister directly told the Indigo CEO that not 5%, but it will be 10%
right.
flight cuts that will be made so that Indigo can return to its functioning quickly, and these 10% will be given to the other airlines for better functioning and for better crowd management as well.
Absolutely. 10% of Indigo's operations have been cut. This is, by the way of it, looks like the first penalty that Indigo is paying for those flight disruptions that caused massive chaos and jams in many airports in the country. Sabir, thank you very much for all those details.